Now it would time to compare the Leopard A1A1 to the main rival of this tank, the ZTZ88A. Now the ZTZ88A is, I would say, the closest vehicle to the Leopard A1A1 after the Term 3 when it comes to the combat performance, maneuverability, main gun performance, and things like that. So let's take a look at the stats. Now it has a 105mm main gun, goes 57 km/h, reverse is 9 km/h, a decent specific power ratio, 90 horsepower per ton, it weighs at 9 tons, has 4 kilometers, 5 motor penetration, reload is 7.5 seconds, turret rotation is 20 degrees per second, and of course this vehicle is well protected, although the frontal plate of this vehicle is able to bounce shells, but you also have a flat lower plate which is basically the weak spot, and the turret can be penetrated by the vast majority of APFSDS shells, or even HE-ATFS shells, or even some APDS can go through the turret armor or the lower plate of this vehicle. Now this vehicle has the same main gun as the 59D1, 105mm of basically same caliber, and it does have the same ammunition as well. So the main gun of this tank is very good, and when it comes to performance on the field, it does rival the main gun of the Leopard A1A1. Both have basically the same caliber, both have the same ammo types, with the only difference being that this main gun seems to be penetrating a bit more than the Leopard's 105mm main gun, which is honestly a very interesting thing. Now we will take a quick look at the Leopard A1A1 stat. Now when it comes to maneuverability, the Leopard is basically unmatched. I don't know any other main battle tank that has the same maneuverability and speed as the Leopard, so when it comes to speed, this thing is definitely king, and I think for the foreseeable future, we will not see any tank in this rank or tier that is going to be outmatching or outperforming the Leopard when it comes to maneuverability. Now, it also is worth to note that the Leopard has no armor, and you cannot rely on armor in any way, shape or form on the Leopard. Maybe the gun mantlet can bounce some shells, but just don't rely on armor. I stopped relying on armor completely on this thing, and I started to do really well with it. I rely on speed, cover, and of course the overall knowledge of the maps. You have to know where to go with this vehicle, and I think because of that, this vehicle is more it feels more lively in combat. Definitely has a it does feel much happier to be rolling around with the Leopard, honestly. But the ZTZ88 is also a very dangerous tank, and we will see how both of the vehicles will perform in combat today. And I will usually start with the Leopards. I usually start with this vehicle. It is the player's favorite tier 8, rank 8 vehicle, so it is just one of my favorite tanks as well. I mean, I grew attached to the Leopards. I used to not like the vehicle. It was kind of funny because I really did not like the vehicle at first. It felt weird, but that would be the example of a skill issue. I crossed the problem of the skill issue, and I actually love the Leopard now. It's a fantastic vehicle to play around with. And I got this lovely map. Now, the ZTZ88 and the Leopards play in a very similar way. The only main difference is the reverse speed. The Leopard's reverse speed is still unmatched, and that's basically the reason why the Leopard is still one of the best mini tanks, because it can just reverse out of danger, while with the ZTZ and some other vehicles you can't really do that. You can, but you have to be careful not to expose the vehicle too much, so you have to compensate for the low reverse speed. With this thing you can even peek out a bit more and just quickly pull back. It works really well. However, the ZTZ's overall maneuverability, rotating around, driving around, is very good, and it almost feels like the Leopard. It's not as good as the Leopard when it comes to maneuvering around, but it's close. It's very close, and that's why it's a worthy well, I say worthy opponent or challenger, but in the end, I mean, both vehicles are unique in their own way, and I do these comparisons just so I can give you guys a view on how these vehicles work, and maybe I can help you to decide which one of these vehicles you want to drive more, or which one of these vehicles you want to make golden, basically. If you want to have a golden Leopard or a golden ZTZ. Hopefully the video basically helps at deciding that. In my case, if I ever decide to go get a golden premium, is going to be probably a Leopard. Probably going to be a Leopard. I already decided on that. It's probably going to be a Leopard. I thought about the T55, but no. In the end, the Leopard seems to be the tank for me. The main gun performance will be generally the same. You will notice the ZTZ 105 killing tanks in one hit more often, and I will actually say that the shell velocity seems a lot higher on the ZTZ than the shell velocity on the Leopard A1A1. But at least it does seem like that when using. You can kind of see the projectile flying much faster with the ZTZ than with the Leopard. I know the fastest projectile currently is the fastest shell is on the T62. It goes 1.7 kilometers per second. I kind of forgot the shell velocity of the Leopard and on the ZTZ. It does feel like the ZTZ has a faster shell, at least does seem like at the moment. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I have observed to be happening. Although it's APFSDS, the total speed is not going to be, you're not going to notice that. Maybe at extreme distances, but currently the maps are kind of small, and such extreme distances aren't really present in the game at the moment. But in the future it might be more important when the maps are large. Now this is a pretty big map, so might be noticeable in this map, but honestly, I haven't really had a problem with fast or slow shells. It does work really well both ways. A faster shell does mean that you are going to be able to use the gun easily, because you don't have to compensate for the gravity that much, and you can aim in a more of a straight line. With slow shells you have to aim upwards so that you can compensate for the for gravity. Yeah, realistic of it. The game is realistic after all, so you have to basically do that in real life as well if you want to hit the target. You can't just aim straight, the shell will be pulled downwards. And a faster shell doesn't have to be aimed upwards that much in order to hit the target. HE80FS shell on the Leopard is good. I actually think the HE80FS has more penetration than the APFSDS on the Leopard. I kind of forgot the exact numbers. I still use the APFSDS shells because that's just the more, let's say, not reliable, but when you're fighting in high tier where you might fight vehicles with explosive reactive armor, APFSDS is still kind of the way to go, since it is not going to be affected by the active armor that much. And I think my teammate just saved me there. That object had a side shot, and they didn't kill me, so that was a very good teamwork there. Thanks for the teammates to save my vehicle. Would be a very sad defeat, since I already started this game so good. Now we have two vehicles over there, T-54, that needs to be killed first. Yeah, I killed the gunner, so next shell, okay. We have a M60A2, I missed the ammo. The ammo is stored in the front, right there. And there we go, okay. That thing has been blown up. That turret flew all the way to the moon and back. Did you see the ammo rack on that thing? It flew up. That thing was loaded with missiles and explosives. I love the ammo rack explosions. Flying turret. Flying turret tank. Isn't that lovely? Well, I have 4 kills in this game. I mean, it's a pretty good game after all. Not complaining. Usually I get more kills, but can't get 50 kills every match, I guess. Which is fine. Oh look, a Leopard 1. A nice generational difference between the vehicles. The A1A1 is more boxy and has a bit more armor and has a different turrets, and overall the Leopard one does feel faster though. It is interesting because I feel like when I was using the Leopard one, it felt faster. It felt like it was a bit faster. Maybe that extra armor is definitely weighting down this vehicle. But let's keep on rolling around and maybe, just maybe, I get some more kills here. I mean, I say more kills. Well, 5 kills. 4 kills, 5 kills, that's fine. Oh look, T-54. Somehow they bounced. I'm not really sure how they managed to bounce. And one more shell, or not. Well, that could be a 5th kill, but unfortunately the shell failed to detonate the vehicle. And now I'll go capture the base again, and this is basically how I play this map in most cases. Just run around and shoot stuff. I hit the rocket and it did not detonate it. Oh my god, I love when that happens. And this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes the APFSDS from the Leopard doesn't really seem to be detonating ammo when it should, while the ZTZ does detonate the ammo when you do the same thing. So there is definitely some difference in the ammo types between the vehicles. It is the same type of ammo, but it's definitely not the same ammo, not the same shell, which is interesting. And also notice that the same thing with the 59D1, I mean it's basically the same main gun as the 88A. But in the end, you will get used to both vehicles, honestly. I've been driving all of the vehicles plenty of times by now, and I did get used to them basically. When I drive the Leopard, I drive around. When I drive the ZTZ, I basically use the vehicle as I use the T-54. It works the same way basically. Alrighty then. Well then, let's see what the 88A can do. So, this vehicle, I was pleasantly surprised by it when I started driving it for the first time. Did not expect it to be this good, and when this new tier has been released, a lot of players were also surprised by the 88A. And this vehicle does also kind of look like a modern vehicle, modern tank, but at the same time it doesn't. So that's kind of a interesting thing. So I have APFSDS and HE-ATFS shells on this vehicle. Basically the same loadout that I have on the other ZTZ. And you can play the vehicle in this way around the corner. You can bounce shells if you angle the frontal armor of the vehicle. The upper plate is surprisingly very tough, and of course you should not be relying on the armor, but I'm just saying it can bounce shells. It has decent protection. Now when it comes to gun depression, this vehicle does do that job really well as well. Maybe around the same level as the Leopard, although I believe the gun handling on the Leopard does feel more natural because of the faster turret rotation speed, I would say. But the turret rotation speed only differs by 5 degrees per second, which is not a big difference, but a significant difference that you can notice, a difference that you can feel in combat. And I also love how that object just died in front of me. You can use this position with this vehicle. Basically only the turret of the ZTZ is visible, and it offers me some very good protection, and this rack also offers some good protection, although my driver got killed and now I have to repair. but the survivability of the crew is not that bad. Now the vehicle with the best designed internal compartments is definitely the STRV-103C. Crew survivability on that vehicle is just amazing, and the whole tank can be operated by one crew member. So yeah, that tank is kind of wild when it comes to how advanced it is compared to other vehicles that we have. And I am on 6 kills. Well, this is going to be a lovely match. I'm surprisingly doing really well in this location with this vehicle. Did not expect originally to do well, but apparently if you position the vehicle correctly, if you play correctly, you can do really well. You have to pick the targets very accurately, I would say. You have to make sure that not a lot of your tank is exposed, and you have to make sure that you pick the right targets. And so far the ZTZ has been performing really well. Does feel, as I mentioned, it does feel like I'm driving the Leopard, and that's basically why I'm able to do well with this vehicle. I just think that I'm driving the Leopard, and that's all it takes basically. Okay, now let's see if someone else will pop around the corner. I just noticed that we're losing. The enemy team is holding the base, so I have to move forward. I'll try to capture the base. Now this position here is kind of difficult to maneuver around. Basically you have to go uphill a bit, and that might slow down the vehicle. I mean, you have a couple thousand horsepower, but it's also a very heavy vehicle, so yeah, all that weight kind of does have an impact on the total speed, but this thing is fast. Oh look, a M48, that was a very good hit in the ammo. I don't know, these vehicles just love to nail ammo. Racks. One shot, one kill basic with the ZTZ. And this is why these vehicles, I like to drive them, because usually wherever you hit, one shot, ammo goes off. That is definitely a interesting little feature about the vehicles. Am I going to get aircraft kill? Nope, I'm not. My aircraft got torn to shreds. It did not get to torn to shreds, but it lost the tail. And now it's tumbling towards the ground. Kind of funny how this works. And I killed something actually. I actually killed the bomber. Okay, I'll take it. That was kill number 9. And no bombs around me, that's good. That's good news. Okay, M40, M60, my apologies, M60A2, ammo rack, crew knocked out actually. I'm using APFSDS shells, so I am not going to be worried about hitting magic armor, that's just going to eat up the HE80FS shell. Let me go forward a bit if possible, try to do something. Well, a bomber coming my way, and well, yeah, I think this is a lost match. Not really sure I can do anything. Yeah, I got stuck. Of course I get stuck. Would have had one more kill if I didn't get stuck. Oh look, a mouse. The mouse did shoot at me. Well, that was a victory. That was a pretty good match. 9 kills. Well, that was a surprisingly good match. So, that was the ZTZ versus the Leopards. Very, very similar tanks indeed, with very similar performance. But in the end, I honestly like both vehicles, and I drive both of them. They're fun tanks to play around with. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe as always. I'll see you next time.